morning, everyone. It is Monday morning and I have just walked in. It's probably about 7 o'clock. I feel like I want to check. Oh no, it's 7:10. Way later than what I wanted to get here, but it is what it is. Like, y'all, when I have to wash my hair, it takes me forever. And then I curled it and now it's like big hair. I feel like I'm back in Texas. So Friday was a very busy afternoon for me at school. Got together with a couple of teachers. We placed all the kids into their jobs for JA BizTown. So I didn't get a lot done in my classroom. To be honest, my classroom is a hot freaking mess. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you're not, you should go and follow me on Instagram. But if you follow me on Instagram, then on my Insta story, you would have seen a little bitty sneak peek of something that I did on Friday. But I have been like thinking about it because I couldn't think about it until it was like gone. And so I've been thinking about it all weekend, not gonna lie. And I've been trying to come up with what is it that I really want and what I want to change. If you guys have been also following me for a bit, then you know I'm a changer. I like change. I think it's refreshing. I like kind of the newness of it, and I don't know, I like it. I feel like I should show you guys, but I'm really scared to show you guys what I did. So I think I'm gonna wait. So this week is typically our spring break week. Now, spring break here is very different from when I was in Alabama and had spring break in Alabama. I had a full-blown week. Here, not so much. I have a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, and then a Monday off. But because we've had snow days, I have no Monday. So I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thursday is going to be a half day. And we have PD in the afternoon. So Thursday for the kids is a half day. So technically for the kids, it's a 3.5 day week, which is exciting and not so exciting because we have a lot to do for JA BizTown. With that being said, because we go to JA BizTown next week. So with that being said, we are kind of adjusting our schedules to be able to fit 2 hours of JA in every single day. We need to practice with checkbooks because, oh my lord, checkbooks need practice. Like, they have to practice checkbooks. They are also going to start working on their business plans, their loan applications. They're creating a business name for their business, so they're having to do all of those pieces, and today is a very busy day. Actually, the week is a busy week. We have an author's visit on Wednesday. We have a pause meeting Thursday morning. We have what else do we have? Oh, this afternoon we have guidance. So it's like boom. There's so many things that are kind of in the way for us to be able to like strictly focus on JA BizTown. But it's okay because we are going to handle this calmly and creatively, and it's going to be a great week. We're going to make the most of it. So what I need to do is get my things unpacked and start to kind of process what it is that I need to focus on. So I think for just a second, I'm gonna shut you guys off. I'm gonna have a little bit of alone think time. And then I will come back to you guys once I have figured out what it is that I'm doing. Y'all, it is cold outside. I'm gonna keep my jacket on for a little bit just because I am honestly that cold. So, good morning everyone. It is Tuesday. I apologize for not vlogging yesterday, but I am about to show you guys the madness that went down pretty much Friday and today, or yesterday. So a little bit of background knowledge for you guys here. If you have been watching me for a while, then you know that this is my second year in this classroom. The first year that I was in this classroom, it took me some time to figure out the space and what worked best for the classroom that I had at that time and what worked best for me as a teacher. By the end of the year, I had it down. Like, I knew exactly what I liked and what I didn't like about the room. And then we ended up doing the MAC team, which is the multi-age classroom. This year, we had full intentions to do things very differently, but I feel like as teachers we have ideas in our head, and then the moment that we go to implement them, sometimes those ideas don't work out for the best. Do you know what I mean? Like, they just don't end up working out. It's like you take into certain things into account, and we think of everything, and then we don't, because it all ends up failing anyways. So long story short, we had full intentions to do things a little bit differently at the beginning of the year, and that slowly started to change once we realized, oh, but this is not allowing it to work the way it needs to. Oh, but we forgot about transitions and how long it takes to transition 70 something kids. And we started to kind of refine what we want for this team. So I think this year was a lot of like trial and error, like all again, you know. So I feel like I had like 2 new years back to back, and that's okay. So I have been teaching in this spot. You can see the TV, you can see the drawers, you can see the whiteboard, which is directly across from my door. So like I can look like this, and I'm right in front of my door. I don't like teaching in front of my door. If you are the exact same way, I would love to hear from you, because I sometimes feel like I'm the only person that doesn't like to teach in front of my door. I don't know. It could be like a weird thing, but let me know down in the comments below. I don't like teaching in front of my door. I don't like people being able to walk past and look at me instruct, and I get very distracted by the people that are out in the hall. Like, I'm constantly looking over, which I can totally see that my kids would get distracted with that as well. So on that note, I had a spot last year that I absolutely loved. I loved that I was able to like get up and walk around and have the kids be a little bit more active. In the spot that I'm currently sitting in right now, I couldn't do that. Like, the kids couldn't get up and walk around. I couldn't get up and like stand and teach. I am naturally a teacher who likes to stand and instruct. I don't like to sit for a very long period of time. I feel like I start to get lazy if I do that. So I'm a teacher that likes to stand up and then walks around, that uses hands, that uses feet. I use a lot of body movements in my teaching, and it's just who I am as a teacher. So the spot was kind of hindering that a little bit. It's a very much so of a more cramped spot, more so now because of the way that I have changed the stage. But I pretty much was just like, I'm gonna move it. I mean, y'all, I'm already like next year mode. How many of you, like, by the time like April, like your PSSAs, your testing comes, like, you're already like, I love these. I'm so grateful because I get to have these kids again. So I'm like, hey guys, I'm thinking about some improvements that I can make for next year, and I'm already like, my head is already starting to turn. I'm writing like my summer list down, because I think of something and I'm like, oh, I need to do that over the summer. So I'm like writing these things down. So long story short, I changed my classroom. I have also taken some things down in my classroom. I have been feeling like my room has been very dark. And as much as I love the dark, cozy colors, I just wanted something different. I wanted to change with it. I want something a little bit lighter. I want it to feel almost like my home, where it's just light and airy, and, you know, I don't know. I just like that. So I ripped down some paper that was on the back wall. Yeah, I did it. I ripped it down on Friday, actually, and I have some plans on what I think I want to do, but I didn't know what I wanted to do until I took the paper down. And I'm actually starting to get used to the fact that it is so kind of like light back there, but it is very bare. So hold your horses. So here is my door. And as soon as you come in, you're greeted by the 3 desks, which isn't much different, except I had like a longer table here. Back here, I have a little cube that has some materials for the kids. Like, we have our JA books, geometry books, checkbooks. They have like pieces up here that they kind of keep and store. So it's like a student area right there. I have my announcements, which I need to change out. Wow. And then I have this new little rug, which I really like. So you can kind of get an idea of the feel that I want to go for. And the stage is now the way that it originally started. So it's long ways, which is nice. I like that because more teachers can kind of be up there next to each other. And then on the side where I was teaching, where the flowers are, is the round table. I left the cube back there and I left the file cabinet back there, but some of those things are going to end up getting changed out, but I think I'm just going to wait until next year. So here's kind of the big front view of the room. That's what the front looks like. And then here is what you see when I stand up and turn around. Get ready, y'all. Oh my lordy, it is bright over there. So some things that I did differently. I had brought in one more long table. I switched out one of the smaller ones that I had so that I could have it be very cohesive and it look very much the same. So I have 3 benches. All 3 benches are right in front of the table, which I like because I like this look. This is like a look that I have in my dining room. You know, one side has the bench and the other side has the chairs. So each table has a bench and then each table has 3 chairs. So you can kind of see they're right next to each other on this side and then on that side. I left the cube right there, and then I also left my little book display over there, which is looking a little sad. And then I have some extra stools over here in case kids need them. Then we have this table here, which has the bench now and the 3 chairs. And then I had this table and I did not know what to do with it, y'all. If you can think of something to do with it, let me know. So I had this table, and right now we've been having, with our PBL, the kids have been working on laptop. They've been designing certain pieces. So I figured I would just kind of keep a couple of laptops back here so that the kids would be able to access them. We don't want to put them away just because it does have some of the saved material on there. So that's kind of why it's there. Those 2 black tables, I have no idea what to do with at the moment. It is what it is. It's just going to end up staying there. But yeah, the paper, y'all, is gone. That was not there because of me. So the paper is gone, and then I have now, oh, one of my little posters is down. I didn't put it up all the best, let's be honest. So now I have transferred myself back here. I have my whiteboard over here. I have the L shape that I had last year that I really, really loved because the kids would either sit in front of it, or I'm sorry, behind it, or they would sit on top of the desks as like an actual bench. So they really enjoyed that aspect of it. And then I also had space for kids to be able to sit on the floor up front here. But it allows me to be able to walk and move around, and then I can come and walk around here and listen into conversations that are kind of happening. But I really like the space, and it benefited my students, and it benefited me in so many ways because I was able to kind of just walk around and listen into what they were doing. It really helped me teaching. So that's what it looks like. You guys see the paper that's stuck up there? I have yet to get that down. Anyways, so that's kind of what it looks like. I moved the mailboxes over here because this is kind of like the kid area. This is where they get all of their materials, anything that they're missing. So here's all of their mailboxes, papers, pencils, any of the passes, anything that they need here, tissues, and then the spot for their folders. So they like that spot because it's their spot. That's where they grab all of their materials, and it just makes it easy. So this is what it looks like from this side. I took down the I promise because school is, and I was thinking about placing it over here for just right now because it does look so bare, and the kids are like, it doesn't look the same. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. So yes, now I am back to where I kind of ended the year last year. I really like this space. I like the fact that nobody is able to kind of see me, especially when I have a camera in front of my face. People are probably just like, she is weird. Although pretty much everybody in the school knows that I do this. So I have nothing to be ashamed about. I just think it's weird. So I do like this space, and I like the fact that now I can get up. You see I have all this space here to like be able to move around and really interact with my kids and get my kids up and like moving and talking with one another, which is something I couldn't do when I was working up there. Cross my fingers that this is just the way that it's gonna end up being. I like the fact that I have the 3 tables. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I'm gonna take my jacket off, hold up. So I did forget to, I did forget to tell you guys that we started talking because I have my kids placed in houses and I like for them to sit in their houses. It's an easy way for me to be able to like reward points to their house. So I was like, okay, well, how are we gonna do this? Because I have 3 big tables and then I have these 2 front tables. Now, if you remember, like the round table and then the front table were always like extras for houses, and I was like, well, this isn't really gonna work. How am I gonna do this? Well, the kids and I started talking and we were like, okay, well, what if the front 2 tables could be for the house, the winning house, so whoever is winning the last trimester. So every trimester we do rewards for houses, who wins, and then we'll do like a little reward for them. The first trimester Zygoda won, and if you remember that day, we had waffles and ice cream. It was so delicious. Well, now Uamuzi is our winner, which is really, really exciting. So Uamuzi is our winner. They're going to sit in the front 2 tables because they are the winning house, and so that's going to kind of be their spot. And then we're going to have the 1 more trimester, and whoever wins this last trimester will start the year off sitting in the front of the classroom. To kind of help my kids be able to know what house is sitting where, I decided that I had these little frames. How many of you have seen these little frames from IKEA? I had a bunch of them from when I was in kindergarten, because when I had like parent nights and any type of like rotations with parents, I would have the instructions in the game or something like that on those little IKEA picture frames. Well, my husband had the really cute idea of taking the banner. I just was gonna take the banner and print it out onto a white and just put it in, but he was like, cut around it and make it look like it's just floating. So now we have these. Aren't those cool? So now whoever, they're gonna know exactly where to go. Look at that, how cool is that? Because they're the winning house. So each table is going to end up having one of those placed on to the center of the table, so they know exactly who is going to be sitting and where they will be sitting. Okay, so now each house has their, or each table, sorry, has their banner for the house that gets to sit in that spot. So we have Zygoda, Uamuzi was up front, we have Indara, and then we have Arbitrium. When I decided that I really wanted to do the house system when I came here, because I didn't have that in kindergarten, but when I decided that I wanted to do the house system, I kind of reached out to my husband. I was like, I really, really want to do this, but I want to kind of create my own names, because I know people out there have like certain names and they share them with everybody, and I wanted to create my own names. I wanted to meet something very specific to me and to my classroom, and to, I don't know, just be individualized for me and my kids. So we ended up choosing 4 different words. I ended up choosing 4 different words, and I told him, I was like, I want to have them in each of the different different languages in different parts of the world, and then I want the animal to relate to that part of the world, so wherever that language is coming from. So like Uamuzi is Swahili, it means determination, and that is the rhino is kind of that's where you would find the rhino. So I thought it was like really symbolic. I really enjoyed that, like coming up with them. And so my husband kind of created the banners himself. Like he went on to like Photoshop. We ended up purchasing like the clip art, like the actual like faces and stuff of all the, or the silhouettes of all the different animals, and he put them up on, and you know, made the little banners and stuff for them. So I was really excited about them. I love, love, love how they came out. And then we ended up deciding to do yellow for each of them, Did you guys notice that? So each house has the color yellow inside of it because yellow unites all of our 4 houses together as one big collective group. So you can see the yellow in each of them, but then they each have their own specific colors. So Uamuzi is green, Zygoda is red, Arbitrium is blue, and then Indara is purple. But yeah, each of them has a little bit of yellow in it because it unites us all together. And I don't mean to rub it in everybody's face, but Uamuzi is my house. We're the winners for this trimester, so that is really exciting. I was all excited for them, and they've been working really hard on trying to make sure that they are getting as many points as possible, so kudos to them. They totally deserve it. But yeah, Uamuzi's my house, no big deal. All right, I seriously need to do some stuff because I have data meetings this morning. I need to finish collecting some data and putting those in into my computer and into like our share document that we have for them. So I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna take out my Diet Coke, get some breakfast, and then enter all those assessments into my data meeting file. Okay, I will talk to you guys a little bit later. I just got done eating lunch, looking over some papers that my kids completed for math, and now I am looking at my JA curriculum and what we are doing today. I had an idea because I kind of wrote everything down. I'm just going back over the steps of how I'm like introducing it to them. So today our businesses have to complete their loan applications. They've already done their business costs. They're gonna complete their loan applications, and then we're gonna start talking about advertisements. They have to create a slogan, they have to create an advertisement to be able to, I got something in my throat. But they have to complete the advertisements, they have to complete a slogan to be able to give to the advertising company. And then they are then going to put it up like on the DJ stand, they're going to put it up on the TV, radio, like the radio station, the news station, and then they're going to have one that's designed by the design company. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I figured I'd just tell you guys. I am loving my little setup. Oh, it makes me so happy. I feel like I'm right back to my roots, to the things that I used to do. I like it. All right, I have about 4 minutes, so I'm gonna finish reading over this and get ready for JA BizTown. It's the end of the day, and I just got done tutoring one of my students, sent her home, and then I kind of quickly checked in with KT for just a minute. Now I'm back in my room, and it is a hot mess as always. Look at that, y'all. That is some good stuff. It's been a really busy teaching day for me. JA is kind of consuming our entire day. So today for JA, the kids were able to work. They completed their loan application. They have their business costs done. They also were able to start working on some advertisements. So they came up with some really catchy slogans, which I was pretty impressed by. They came up with their business names, and we started doing some checkbook practice, which is always painful. So I have been hogging the Elmo recently. So I gave the Elmo to KT because she had a bigger group than I did. And so I kind of created my own little checkbook register over here, so you guys can kind of see some practice that we were doing with our checkbook register. And then I have the big laminated check that you guys can see. I kind of model for them how to write the deposit ticket, how to write the actual check itself, and then there's like the register down at the bottom so they can kind of see what it looks like. But that's what I was doing with them today. They seem to get the hang of it. Tomorrow we're probably going to do a little bit more independent practice. They honestly have to have this down by the time we get to JA, because this is like the hardest part. I think of it, all of it is just being able to manage the checkbook. Their business packets are going to be due by Thursday, because Friday we're not here. So they're going to be due by Thursday, so that I can grade them over the weekend, kind of correct anything that they need to correct. And then on Monday, I can hand it back to the CEO for them to go back over and create their final copy for JA next week. Holy moly, we have JA next week. Oh, super exciting. All right, here's what I need to do. I told my husband that I was gonna be home or be leaving here at 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna spend the next 10 minutes really trying to get everything cleaned up. My boys want haircuts, so I need to go home and give them haircuts. I'm gonna spend the next 10 minutes cleaning up, and whatever I don't get done, I just don't get done, and I'm gonna go home and take care of those babies. Okay, so the table is cleaned off and ready to go for tomorrow. I have all of my books, my CPM stuff is ready to go for math. I have my tents available for math that I'm also using for some practice. And then I need to pull out a couple of activities for my algebra group as well. But other than that, everything is pretty much ready to go. I think what I would like to do tomorrow is be able to figure out this little area more. Last year, I'm pretty sure I had some different clipboards, which I actually loved because it helped me to kind of keep track of who I was meeting with for conferences. And it had just like information that I could easily access. I think I'm going to try to put that together tomorrow and see if I can have that ready to go. And I'm semi-okay with this so far. Maybe if I cut them a little bit shorter, it won't take up so much space and I can have them in nice little neat rows. I might try to do that tomorrow. But that's what I'm going to try to work on, is this little corner right here. Other than that, like, I'm pretty happy with this little space down here. And this just has like that little filing area that keeps like all of my like inbox, my weighting, all of my little information. And then I have my intervention binder that's there, like my turn-in basket here. So it works out really nice for me. But yep, there's my space. I feel like I did a pretty good job of being able to get that done within that amount of time. It's about like 2 minutes before 5 o'clock. So I think I'm gonna just go ahead and just shut everything down, head home to hopefully give people some haircuts. That's what I'm doing. All right, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. It's hump day. That means that tomorrow is my last day before I have a 3-day weekend. Yay! I really shouldn't be complaining or getting excited about that because I have had quite a few days off, especially last week with all the snow. But I am nonetheless. I'm excited for Easter Sunday. We're gonna get together as a family and do some fun games and have like dyeing eggs and having like a lunch together. It's like a whole thing. So it's fun, it's good. So today is gonna end up being a little bit of a longer day for me. I told my husband that I was gonna stay until 6:30. I have a meeting at 3:45, but other than that, I am gonna be staying and trying to work a little bit more, trying to work a little bit more on my room. A couple of things that I would like to be able to do today. I said I wanted to work on my little space area over here, which I can get a lot of that done in the morning. I only have 2 math groups. I mean, so I don't really have a ton to do in the morning. I know that sounds awful, but I don't. Like, the other 2 people have all the math groups, I feel like. But I have quite a few reading groups. So I want to work on this bulletin board here, getting some of my space and my materials together. I also wanted to work on changing out the other 2 smaller bulletin boards. I have kind of an idea of what I want to do, but I want to see what it looks like to make it lighter, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm going to do today. Or at least this afternoon. This evening, this afternoon. That's all I got. Okay, so I have a meeting this morning at 8 o'clock. Typically I don't have a meeting on a day, what is today? A day 2? Oh no, I do usually have a meeting on day 2. I don't have a meeting on day 3, but I do have a meeting on that as well. But I have a meeting this morning about placement cards. So I think we're changing a little bit of how our format for our placement cards are at the end of the year. So we're gonna do that at 8 o'clock, and then tomorrow is PSSA training at 8. So a lot to get done today. And today is also a very, very exciting day because we have the author of the book Save Me a Seat and Pi. Pi was our One School One book that we had this year. The kids really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great read, and I was really excited to hear that we were also reading that exact same author in one of my reading groups, so the Save Me a Seat book, which I love. Save Me a Seat. I think it is a fantastic small group read. So today I am going to get my stuff unpacked, or at least this morning I'm gonna get my things unpacked, make sure that I have all of the materials that I need to have for my small groups this morning, and then my partner KT is out for a Schoology training for just like half of the day. So I need to get her subplans ready for her. She sent me all of her things, so I'm just gonna go print them and put them on her table, and then I should be ready to go for the day. I was very, very excited though, because we did get to meet Sarah Weeks which she did such a fantastic job with her presentation with the kids. It was from 1 to 2 o'clock, so it lasted an hour. And her presentation, like, I was hanging on every single word that she had to say. She did such a great job, and she talked a lot about her life, her kids, kind of where she was when she first like started thinking about her career choices, and then, you know, some different jobs that she did and how she got into writing. And, you know, then she started talking about her movie. And it was just, I don't know, like, she just had such a great way of just speaking with the kids and kind of keeping you engaged, and she was funny, and she was just a fantastic presenter. So if you are a school that is about to, you know, consider inviting an author to be able to come and speak with the kids, I highly recommend having Sarah Weeks come and speak with you, because like, she was just fantastic. She signed all the kids' books. She signed my book, which I was very, very excited about. And then I also got to take a picture with her. Even though my hair looked flat because of the rain during recess, I was still excited to be able to take a picture with her. So it is the end of the day, and I had to come in my room, and I just kind of sat on my chair. And I had to take a deep breath, because I'm feeling very, very overwhelmed right now. And part of it is the fact that we have JA next week, and we are very like crunched for time, and we have a lot of deadlines that we have to meet before we go to JA next week. So the kids got done with their packets, and this is kind of what their JA BizTown packets look like. I told you guys that we made a rough draft copy for them. So the packets that they originally gave us that were inside of like our envelopes like this for each of the businesses, we just took the staple out and just made extra copies so that we can give one to each business as a rough draft. So they finished their rough draft. I need to edit them this weekend, so on Monday I'm gonna give it to the CEO so they can transfer the information to make their final copy that stays in their envelope, which goes to JA. We also went through and started creating their checkbooks. They have their names at the very top, their account numbers that go along with their jobs for that, and then they had to go through and put their first and last name and their account number on every single check and every single deposit ticket. Monday we need to go through, we're gonna write out their first deposit ticket for their first paycheck with cash back. We're also going to have to do their first check, which is going to be for their savings account, and then we have to complete their register before we place these inside of the envelopes, which then go to JA. Tomorrow is our half day. So the kids have a half day tomorrow. We have PD, which is going to be at the high school tomorrow in the afternoon, and we are going to be working on friendly letters. So today what we had the kids do is using the addresses that the JA BizTown gave us for each of the little towns within JA BizTown. They have like their own personal address. We had the kids write out their address, so their first, their last name, the business name that they have that they came up with together as a group, their position at that business, and then we had them write the address because they have to have friendly letters. So on that day, the distribution and delivery center is going to be delivering the friendly letters to all of the citizens of JA BizTown. So they're going to write their friendly letters here in class tomorrow. We're going to give them a card. They are then going to write their letter, and then we're going to have it sealed up and placed inside of the envelopes for us to be able to give that to JA BizTown. So, do you see why I'm stressing out? I also have to make sure that I go through and check that I have all of our school district permission slips, all of the JA BizTown permission slips, and all of their lunch forms as well. So I'm about to sit down with just the checklist and kind of go through to figure out who I have and who I don't have. So I need to do that as well. See what I mean? Feeling very overwhelmed. And of course, psychotic person over here decided that she was going to rip the paper off on Friday, thinking that it was totally going to be fine. I was going to have time to do this. I don't have time to do this. I don't know what I was thinking, but it's okay. I actually have two sweet girls that ended up staying in my room this afternoon, like during lunch. They didn't want to go and eat in the lunchroom, so they ate in my room. They took down, if you can see that bulletin board right there, they took that bulletin board down for me. They were in the process of taking that one down, and really all I'm going to do is just put some fabric up. Like, I'm not really doing much. I'm going to have them do the rest of it, and I'm not going to do it. They're just going to do it. They were like, can we come and decorate more often? I'm like, absolutely. So today my plan is I'm going to clean off my table first, get that ready to go for tomorrow. I don't have to do groups tomorrow, which is good. The only thing that I'm going to have to be concerned is we have a pause meeting in the morning. They have to sign up for the voice and choice, which is through an app that we use, and then they are going to do their friendly letters and any checkbook practice that we can get in, and then that's pretty much the day. Like, that's all that we have time for, especially with the pause meeting in the morning. So I don't have to really worry about anything. I do need to make sure that I have the pages for the friendly letters, which I think KT is making copies of those. So I'm gonna get my table cleaned up really fast and then make sure that everything, I can start putting other things away. I'm staying until 6:30. And that hopefully will give me some time to be able to get things cleaned up and me to feel a little bit better. On another note, I was able to change this bulletin board, and I actually really liked the black contrasting with it. I think it looked way better than the blue did. I have my clipboards, but of course I did not have time to do anything with my clipboards today. So that's just gonna end up staying like that for right now. But I was able to put the border up. That took me like literally 2 minutes just to put that border up, which is not long at all. So I'm gonna work on getting this little area cleaned up. Then I can start tackling all of this. Isn't that awesome? All right, one thing at a time. Alright, so in case any of you were wondering what is it that I'm using on my bulletin boards, I buy these sheets from Walmart. Sorry, I was about to say Target, but I buy these from Walmart. These are a twin mainstay flat sheet. So it's only a flat sheet. They do come in a few colors and patterns, but they do not come in a ton. So I think there's like a dark brown, there's a tan, there's a white, there's a dark blue, I think there's black, maybe like a teal if I'm correct, but this is the color that I'm going with. I like it because it's just a very neutral color. It's very simple, and it's not kind of too flashy. Hopefully it kind of brightens and lightens everything up just a little bit. This is the exact same color that I have there. I know this one looks a little bit darker, but it is the exact same color. You can see it there as the one that I have up here on this board, and I really do like the way that this ended up coming out. I think it looks nice. You guys let me know down in the comments below. So I think what I'm gonna do now, I've kind of cleaned up my desk area and I've checked my checklist off. So I'm going to work on this little bulletin board that's right here and place this color up. It shouldn't take me very long. I think maybe 5 minutes at the most. So I'm going to work on getting this one done. Y'all, I'm not going to lie. I really did like having my burlap, but holy moly, does that thing collect dust or what? This is beyond ridiculous. That's really gross. That came from all of that burlap that was up here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so in case you guys are wondering how I end up doing, how I put the sheets up. There are some people out there that believe that you need to take these home and then you wash them or you iron them. I am lazy and I do not do that. But here's how I kind of do it to get all of the wrinkles out. So first I go along the top and I will stretch it as I go. I don't worry about pulling at the fabric because this is a pretty good, like, sturdy fabric. So I don't think it's gonna rip on me. So I kind of pull it. You can already see where some of the wrinkles are coming out at the top. And then I do one side and again, pulling it all the way down. I did put like 2 or 3 staples up at the very top corner just so that it could stick in, but you can kind of already see where it is really stretching out those wrinkles. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull it this way and start taking out all of those wrinkles and really making sure that I pull it tight as I staple it. Okay, so I ended up finishing up the bulletin board. Look at how nice it is. Y'all, there's like no wrinkles at all, especially when you pull it like that tight. It comes out looking really great. So I went on ahead and just added the scallop border, something really simple, nothing really flashy, fancy. I don't know, I like it. What do you guys think? I would really, really like to know what you guys think. So leave a comment. Now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put up all my house information, and then I have one more bulletin board to go. I am flipping hot. I think I've done as much as I can do for today. I am getting ready to just kind of head home. My lady who cleans our hallway was in here, so she was cleaning up my room, which was really nice. So I got to put some of the chairs back to kind of get a feel and an idea of how everything looks. And I'm really happy with how it's starting to go. I don't feel like I am done, and I don't think I'm going to be done. I think I'm just gonna let my mind process it and figure out exactly what I wanna do with the space, because I do want it to be lighter. And I like the color scheme, I guess is what I could say, that I'm going with right now. Okay, so here's kind of where I'm at. I'm all the way back at the other side of the room. So you can kind of see that little rug really ties in really pretty with that tan that's up there. The black on the trim ties really nicely with the chairs and like the TV and the countertops. So I really like that. I hate my windows because that right up here, looks so gross. Like you can kind of see it up on my little screen. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is so gross. Like I hate the way that it looks. But I really like how this looks so far. Do you guys agree with me? And then you kind of have this little space. So that black really ties in really nicely with these cubes from IKEA. And I would not go out and try to buy new cubes just to make my room look lighter. Like, I am not about that life. I have one of these, and I have another one that another partner is using, and then I just recently bought the smaller one that's over there. There's just no way that I plan on going out and just buying new ones just so that it makes my room look brighter. So again, it plays really nicely with it. And then I did go ahead and change out this one here. My two girls are going to help me be able to put up our little web again, since we did take it down. They took a picture of it, and they're going to sit tomorrow for lunch and put that together. So I didn't have enough border. That was my only thing to be able to put around it, but that's not a big deal. So I left it as is for right now, and we will add some border to it, and then I will add some other little pieces that I want to add to it. I don't know, but I like it. I like how this looks. And then when you come over here on this side, this is kind of how my little area back here looks. Ignore all of that. But this is how this little area looks, and I really like, again, just the kind of the scheme. Like the black ties in really nicely with the black that's up here. It ties in really nicely with some of this black. Like, I just like how it really pulls out some of the colors. So that is it, y'all, for today. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go home, spend some time with my family. I'm not taking anything with me. Like, it's just not happening. KT did come in my room for a little bit, and we went over everything that we need to have done before we go to JA next Thursday. So here's kind of our idea of what we need to have done. Tomorrow we're gonna do the friendly letters. On Monday we're gonna have them complete the final packets. We're gonna do our checkbook covers. We're gonna have name tags. We have our permission slips. We need to get the paper for the prices. All of that good jazz is gonna get in. That's all we have to get done, which makes me feel so much better because we will have a lot of it done on Monday. I'm gonna pack my stuff up. I'm pretty much ready to go, and I'm gonna head home, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Thursday, which is our last day before Easter weekend. I am so excited that today is a half day, and I'm even more excited that we're gonna have a 3-day weekend. I am only gonna say this once. I promise. I don't know how many times I've already said it in the video and if I said it at all, but I'm only gonna say it once today. I am so tired. I am so completely exhausted. That is it. I'm not gonna mention it anymore, and I'm gonna be positive, and I'm going to try to like head into the day with like a good attitude, right? And get things done, which is what I need to accomplish today. I have quite a bit to get done. So today, we need to have our kids vote for their next voice and choice. So if I haven't said this before, my school has voice and choice on day 6. So we operate on a 6-cycle day. Every day the kids have a certain special that they go to, and then on day 6 they do a voice and choice, and I think it's for 6 weeks, and then they rotate. They get to choose something else. Well, we have this app where they get to choose, like, oh, I get to either go to STEM, I get to go to art, media, I guess that's like media, music, or they get to choose PE. So the kids get to vote for that, and then they get to get one of their choices. Typically the system tries to give them their first choice, but if they got their first choice last time, they get their second choice if they choose that exact same thing, that type of thing. But because our team is so small compared to other vertical teams, because it's only 3 classes versus 6, a lot of our kids get their first choice. So they're super excited about that. But they have to vote today. So I'm gonna have them vote this morning, get them in, have them vote, and then we're gonna work on friendly letters and any kind of checkbook practice that we need to work on. I have their packets, which I am so thankful that it's almost like they're almost done. I just have to edit them and then get those given back to the CEO so that they can complete their final copy. So this morning, what I have been working on is just trying to get together the couple of items that I needed to have for today. So I have my JA book out, which is there. I have my JA book out to the page that I need to have. I need to make sure that I have some paper. I'm going to sharpen pencils in just a minute. And then I need to have checkbook practice. But I think KT, for the most part, is getting that checkbook practice completed. So I am going to work on kind of getting my little cart area cleaned up because it is a hot mess. So I'm going to work on getting my cart area cleaned up so that I can place all the materials that I need to have for today, because then I'll wheel it up to the front. For the most part, I'm going to be doing whole group because that's what this really is. But I think I'm going to have 6th grade, which 6th grade is a little bit of a smaller group, and I might try to bribe them. So if they are like super good and they work super hard and they get all of the work done that they need to get done, I might have brought 2 different games that I am absolutely loving right now that I play with my family here for them to play and experience, because I like board games. I think they're fun. I like the interaction. I like how it builds that community piece. So I mean, it builds it at home, so I don't know, I figured it would work here. So I have 2 different games. One that I just currently bought at Target, which I absolutely love, which is like Spot It. Have you guys played this one? Oh my gosh, this game is so much fun, and it's so nice because it is very small that you could just kind of take it wherever. And there's like a variety of games. My favorite is Hot Potato. I like the Hot Potato version, and everybody has, like, the cards have little pictures. They're just in circles. I'm trying to open it with one hand. Y'all, that's a lot harder than what it looks. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm gonna put you guys down. My classroom looks so bare. It's so fun. All right, so this one has just a bunch. They're in like little circles, which is really cute. I like the shape of a circle. Anyway, and on them they have different pictures in all kinds of different sizes. You can kind of see the lips are really small there. Like there is a little bitty, you know, snowflake, and in some of them they can be a lot bigger. So there's the bigger snowflake there. But the idea is that you shuffle them up, and then everybody will have, you'll have the deck facing down, and then everyone will put one on their hand like that. I will say like 1, 2, 3 to flip, and then on flip, everybody flips it over, and they try to find a pair that matches theirs. It doesn't matter about the size, just so long as the picture itself is the same. So then you, like, say it's snowflake, and you put it on somebody else's who has the snowflake, and then they're stuck with the cards and they try to get rid of them. So the object of the game is that you don't want to have a lot of cards by the end of it. Super fun, super quick. I really like this one. I make my husband play this with me a lot because I'm just like, you want to play Spot It? Because I really do enjoy it. Another one that I'm loving, to the point where I had to make my sister just give me the game because I couldn't find it at Walmart. And I was just like, don't you just want to give it to me because I can't find it and you feel bad for me? And she very kindly gave it to me. Anyway, the game is called Exploding Kittens. And I know it sounds really weird. I was like, are you kidding me? Exploding kittens? That doesn't make any sense. Like, that sounds kind of awful. But y'all, it is so much fun. It has, like, this is a little bit more of a complicated game to be able to explain it, but once you like play it and you do a couple of rounds, here are what the cards look like. But once you play it and you do a few rounds, like, it is really easy just to kind of get the hang of. So I brought 2 different games for us to be able to play if they can work really hard and get their work done. So I'm gonna bribe my 6th graders and be like, listen, I understand that you guys are like starting to like be done, but if we are focused, if I will let us do this, that's okay, right? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna get my little area cleaned up so that I can have it up there ready to go for today. Pull out my paper, sharpen my pencils, have my JA book open, and we're gonna get started with the day. I do have a meeting this morning at 8 o'clock for PSSA training because those are coming up in 2 weeks. So I need to get going. I really like that. No? Do you guys like it? I really like it. I like it. Alright, my small little area is ready to go for this morning. I have my dry erase markers, which are my favorites. Hope you guys have been checking this little product out. It is the dry erase markers Zensby. Oh my gosh, they are so bright, so vivid. I just love these markers. And then I have my JA book open to our friendly greeting. And I have paper, some envelopes, and then freshly sharpened pencils for the group that I'm going to have. So everything is ready to go for this morning. Okay, so it is lunchtime and the 6th graders are out of the room. We were able to get our friendly letters done, so that is kind of a plus for us. I also let the kids play for like probably 5 or 10 minutes because they were so good with getting their friendly letters done. Sorry, somebody came in my room. I'm about to sneeze, I think. No, I'm okay. All right. But because they did so great with their letters and they were they were so well behaved, which my 6th graders can tend to get a little silly and they can get off track quite a bit. So bribing them with the games was like pure awesomeness because they were so excited to be able to play the games. I let them play for about 10 minutes. They absolutely loved it, but now we have checkbook practice. So the kids have been doing some checkbook practice. I walked them through like the first like 2 or 3 problems, and then I'm having them do it by themselves. So I've just kind of gone around and I've been checking them off. So I'm sorry, there's like names on this, so I can't really show it to you guys. But I kind of went through and I had my own little example here, and so I've just been going around to all of the kids and just kind of matching it up and writing down. So you guys can like see here, I matched them up and he did a perfect job. So wherever he stopped, I put a little smiley face because he did it correctly. On this one right here, I was matching them up, looking at their prices, and then they got off track with their adding, or yeah, I think it was their adding, they're subtracting, I think. And so it kind of messed them up, so I ended up circling some things on her paper. But you can kind of just see what I've done there just to kind of get them back on track. I have probably another 10 minutes before they're going to come back into the classroom, or I have to go pick them up from the classroom, and then we're going to be heading to the high school like as soon as we drop them off. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk with you guys very much, and I'm not going to be coming back to the school. Like, it's just not going to happen. So with that being said, I did want to give you like one last little like preview of what my room looks like now at this point. So here's my little corner. I'm back in that corner. I'm really loving it. The wall is starting to get a little bit more cleaned up. The bulletin boards, that one is pretty much finished. And then the front pretty much stayed the same. So there's my room, guys. That's what it looked like. I would really like to know what you guys think. So leave me a message down below. Let me know about what you think about some of the changes, some of the color schemes. If you have any ideas that I can put with it, I would love to hear from you. I'm gonna finish eating my cheese and beans with my nachos. So I'm gonna go eat, finish up, and go pick up my 6th graders in a minute.
There's no use in looking back. Gotta laugh, we gotta live.